2 in the morning, freezing December air, and my own sister was standing at my door, holding the keys to my SUV, begging me to tell the police I had been driving. My name is Vanessa Coleman. I'm 38 years old. And that night, my family finally showed me who they really were. My SUV had a shattered headlight, a deep scrape across the hood, and a thin red stain on the bumper. My sister Renee was terrified. He stepped into the road, she whispered. I barely touched him. Then she admitted she had hit a 61-year-old man in a crosswalk, driven away and left him bleeding before I could speak. My mother grabbed my shoulders. You need to tell the police you were driving. Seconds later, my father arrived. Renee has a campaign, he said. You have nothing to lose. They had always treated Renee like the family's golden child and me like the disappointment. They thought I had some ordinary government job. They didn't know that 3 weeks earlier, I had been sworn in as a United States magistrate judge, and they had no idea my SUV contained a security system that recorded video, audio, and GPS data. Everything that happened had already been uploaded. I stayed quiet. My father created a fake timeline. My mother suggested reporting the SUV stolen. Renee even mentioned a man named Trevor who could confirm the road had been empty. Then my phone buzzed. Security footage successfully synced. I looked at them. Come with me. I opened my office door. My judicial robe hung inside. My federal commission was framed beside my swearing-in photograph. Renee froze. You're a judge? 3 weeks sworn in, I said. And not one of you ever asked. My father immediately changed his tone. You understand discretion. You know how complicated this could become. No, I replied. You understand influence. You just don't understand consequences. Then I opened the footage. It showed Renee driving. The impact, the injured man, falling, Trevor, begging her to stop, and Renee driving away. Then came the recorded phone call with my father. Drive to Vanessa's, he had said. Her career isn't worth protecting. My mother had agreed. The next morning, we learned the victim was Samuel Ortega. He had a fractured leg, broken ribs, and a serious head injury. While Samuel's family waited at the hospital, mine had been discussing campaign donors. Detectives arrived. Renee surrendered with a lawyer, but investigators quickly uncovered the entire story. She had been drinking, distracted by campaign messages, and driving when she struck Samuel inside a marked crosswalk. My father had helped create the cover-up. My mother had encouraged me to take the blame. Trevor cooperated with police. Phones were seized. Warrants were issued. Within days, Renee's campaign collapsed. Donors disappeared. Her political career was finished. My father lost major clients. My mother resigned from her charity positions. Renee eventually accepted responsibility and faced charges for leaving the scene, reckless driving, and making false statements. One night, my father asked me, "Are you satisfied now?" I shook my head. This was never revenge. He stared at me. Revenge would have been destroying the evidence. That finally silenced him. Months later, Renee sent me a letter. She admitted she had wanted me to feel small that night. She admitted that discovering I was a judge had made her angry instead of proud. I read the letter twice and put it away. My parents later asked me to help the family heal. I told them, I won't participate in healing that requires me to forget. Renee eventually received jail time, probation, and restitution. Samuel survived. I sold the SUV and moved my judicial commission into the entryway of my new home. For years, I had hidden my success because I didn't want my family to feel threatened. Never again. That night, my sister tried to put her crime behind my name. My parents tried to turn my silence into protection. But they learned one thing too late. I didn't destroy my sister. The truth did. All I did was stop standing in front of it. And for the first time in my life, I stopped asking whether my family would finally be proud of me. I realized I didn't need their approval anymore. I had spent years shrinking myself so they could feel bigger, but that night taught me that protecting the truth sometimes means standing alone. I closed the door on the people who had betrayed me, not because I hated them, but because I finally understood my own worth. And as I walked into my new life, I knew one thing for certain. Sometimes losing your family is the price you pay for finally finding yourself.